Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We will start with our first participant, which happens to be Jati from Thailand. Jati, you have any question?
Good evening, for Ajahn. Today I have one question.
Go ahead.
Last night, when I was meditating, there's just this song that came up to my mind, but I was using your technique, saying puto, puto, puto in my mind. But the song just came up. I didn't really remember what was the song. I tried to get rid of it by saying puto, 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 but I had eventually went with it. I didn't know what was the song. I try to think because I need answers. But
you really don't have to know them. Just leave it alone. When you meditate, you just focus on your mantra.
Yes,
and
Ajahn.
don't pay attention to anything that appears during your meditation, because it can distract, and then you cannot still your mind. So what you want to do is to still your mind. So you have to focus on your mantra only.
Okay.
And if you want to know what they are, the Buddha said everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Just know that.
Yes.
They are permanent, they are anatta, they are not under your control.
Yes.
If you want to do something with it, you can get dukkha. So if you don't want to get dukkha, just leave it alone.
Okay. My question for today is, when I closed my eyes, the song disappeared. The song appeared again, but when I opened my eyes, it disappeared. Why did it disappear when I opened my eyes, but it closed when it came back when I closed my eyes?
It's anicca, it's impermanent. It's not something you can tell when it got to come or when it to leave. Our job is to know it, understand it for what it is, and leave it alone.
Yes.
Don't need to know why. Just know that they come and go, and you cannot control them. They can come anytime they want, and they can leave anytime they want also.
Yes, Ajahn.
Just leave it alone and forget about it. If it doesn't make you any money, then don't worry about it. Okay. If it can make you some money, then yes, you might be able to use it for your benefit. If you cannot use it for your benefit, then just leave it alone. Forget about it. Okay. Yes. Understand? Because there can be many things that appears in your meditation. So if you don't know what they are, or you don't know how to deal with it, just forget it. Just leave it alone. Okay. And just focus on your mantra.
Okay.
You want to calm your mind. You want to still your mind. That's the best thing for the mind, is for the mind to become calm and peaceful. Okay. The more question, then the more restlessness can cause the mind. So you don't want to have any question.
Okay, thank you.
Just treat everything as natural phenomena. Everything comes and goes, rise and cease. They're like the wind, the rain, the storm.
Yes,
just know them for what they are, and just understand that they are impermanent, they're changing.
Okay.
They're not under anybody's control. Okay?
Okay.
How's your parents? Are they watching with you?
They are watching, yes.
Okay, good. Is that all for tonight?
Yes, that's all.
Don't forget to meditate before you go to sleep.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, for Ajahn.
Good night. Okay, next Felicia Chan from Malaysia. So you're back from Thailand now.
Good evening, Ajahn. I'm very happy to see you again. I just came back to Malaysia last Saturday. I don't have question at the moment. I'm very happy. I have a very good progress this time. My practice in continuous mindfulness and wisdom is very well. I do not need to rely on any object to stay neutral and peaceful. I will go back again to Wat Yai 1 week later and stay for about a month. Thank you,
Good.
Ajahn.
Very happy for you.
Thank you very much.
Maybe one day you can stay in the temple for permanently. It's a good place for the mind. It's a hospital for the mind.
Yeah. I'm very happy.
If you stay in the temple, you will not go crazy.
That is my first home.
If you're outside of the temple, you usually go crazy without knowing that you are crazy.
Chinese New Year coming already. I still want to go.
Uh-huh.
I know Chinese New Year. They are making definement. What for? That's why I want to go back again.
Yeah, if you want to celebrate Chinese New Year, then you must be crazy.
No. A lot of definement.
Yeah.
No point.
Okay, good. But I'm not saying it's bad to celebrate New Year, but it's crazy, that's all. It's not bad, but it's crazy. Okay.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Normal people don't celebrate anything. The Buddha don't celebrate anything.
Celebrate anicca, dukkha, anatta.
The Buddha celebrate Nibbana only. Okay, good.
Okay, thank you.
Next. Lillian from Bangkok. Long time no see.
Yes, very long. Nice to see you, Ajahn.
So what brought you here today?
I've been wanting to come, so trying my best. And today he has a question, so we came together.
I see. Okay, go ahead.
Lila, you have a question? Go. Ask.
How many Buddhas are in the world?
How many Buddhas? The Buddha can only appear one at a time, but they will keep coming. There are countless Buddhas, but they only appear in the world one at a time. And it takes a long time between them for them to appear. So next time when you're born again as a human, you might not come across the Buddha teaching or his noble disciple or the Buddha himself. So you should consider yourself lucky to be born now and to, even though you don't meet the Buddha, you meet his representative, his disciple and his teaching, which is the same as meeting the Buddha himself.
Yeah, you wanted to ask anything else? So Buddha, how strong? Ask us.
How strong can a Buddha be?
How strong?
Yeah, using the mind.
His mind is very strong. His mind can conquer every type of defilement or kilesa. His mind can stop all forms of dukkha or suffering. Okay.
What else?
Nothing.
Okay, thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And about you, Lillian?
I don't have any question, but I did go for a retreat, so still progressing with the meditation well, but just didn't come up for any sessions.
It's okay if you don't have any question or any time.
Yep. So just here to listen to other people's questions.
Okay. It's good to see you from time to time. Though.
Yep. Good to see you too. Happy New Year too, Ajahn.
Okay, but we don't celebrate it.
Yeah. Yes.
We did. We went to Japan.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Lola.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, Lola. Okay.
Go to Professor Ken from Switzerland.
Hello, Ajahn.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. I have a question regarding the path, getting on the path towards Sotapanna. What is the characteristic that we need to achieve before we are on the path? Is it related to the fourth jhana?
Yes, you need to have fourth jhana. Your mind has to be calm and not being powered by your love, hate, fear, delusion. Your mind should be neutral, more or less. And you get this from entering into the fourth jhana. You get equanimity in the state of mind which is free from emotion temporarily, free from love, hate, fear, and delusion temporarily. And when you come out, this state of free from delusion will linger on with your mind. So you have a window of opportunity to develop wisdom, to see that the five khandhas, your body and the nama khandhas, the feelings, are natural phenomena. There is no self in this body. They are not under anybody's control. They change, they go according to their own way. Like the body will get old, get sick and die. And your feelings will change from good to bad, from bad to good, or to neutral feeling. If you try to manipulate or deal with them, you will get disappointment or dukkha, or stress. So you don't want to have any stress, you just have to leave them alone. Like you leave the weather alone. You leave the wind, the storm, you leave the rain, the flooding alone, because you cannot do anything. You cannot control them. Then you will not have any stress. But if you want to keep your body healthy and strong and don't get sick, when you get sick, you will feel terrible. But if you know this is the natural process of the body, that it's going to have to get sick, and when it gets sick, there's nothing you can do to stop it, to prevent it from getting sick. You might be able to cure the illness sometime you might not be. So you just have to accept the truth, the reality. If you accept it, then you will have no dukkha, no fear of death, no fear of aging or sickness or death. Then you are free from one level of suffering. The suffering that comes from your attachment to the five khandhas, the body and the feelings. You need a calm mind to be able to do this. And you have to do it in real time when things really happen. When it's not happening, you're just preparing yourself for the eventuality by teaching your mind that you have to accept aging, you have to accept sickness, you have to accept death. And if you want to test yourself whether you can do this or not, then you can use what you call not real sickness, but comparable virtual sickness, let's call it, by inducing pain to appear in your body, like sitting for a long time until pain arises. And then you compare this to the same type of pain you will experience when you get sick, and see if you can leave this pain alone or not. If you can, then you're pretty sure that when you get sick, you will not have any suffering. And same way with death, you might have to go express your body to some type of danger. like go sleep in a while by yourself and see if you can, if that should come to you, will you be able to face it calmly and not being afraid or stressful. See? If you can do that, then you're pretty sure that you can let go of your attachment to the five khandhas, the body and the feeling. But if you don't have jhana, if you don't have enough equanimity, your mind will react with love, hate, or fear, or delusion. Then you have dukkha when the mind reacts. But if the mind doesn't react and it faces the truth calmly, then it will have no dukkha. Okay, understand? So you first need to develop jhana. And if you don't have jhana, you have to develop the eight precepts first, because the eight precepts will help support your development of jhana. Like when you go to live in a monastery, they require you to keep the eight precepts. So you don't indulge your time with other activities like sensual pleasure activities. So then you can have the time to develop your mindfulness and jhana. Once you have jhana, then you have to tackle the five khandhas. You see that it is the five, they are just anicca, dukkha, anatta. They're constantly changing and they're not influenced by anybody. They are influenced by conditions or by their by their own nature. Their own nature keep changing. So you have to know what's going to happen to your body, what's going to happen to your feeling. You're going to get bad, painful feeling one day, and you're going to get sick. The body's going to die. So can you deal with this situation calmly and not being affected by stress, anxiety, or worry, or fear? So that's what Sotapanna has to do. When he passes this test, then he no longer have any fear of the body getting old, getting sick, or dying. He has no fear of painful feeling arising from the body. So you have to practice meditation to get to jhana first. You have to practice mindfulness all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. If you haven't yet developed jhana, because without mindfulness you will not be able to enter into jhana. Once you have jhana, then you can develop more of it until you become quite adept. You can enter into jhana anytime you like. When you come out of jhana and you know you're losing your equanimity, then you want to go back to recharge your equanimity. So to maintain equanimity all the time during your meditation and after you come out of your meditation. But when you start to lose equanimity, your mind start to become emotional, then you know you have to go back into jhana again to recharge your equanimity. Until you can do this anytime, anywhere, you can master this process. And the next step is when you're not meditating, you have to look at the body, the five khandha, see whether they are impermanent or they're permanent. See whether they're changing or not changing. See whether you can control the changing or not, the change. If you cannot control them, then you just have to leave them alone. Because if you want to control them and you cannot control them, then you can get frustrated. You can become stressful. Once you know, once you accept the truth of anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you have to put it to the test. Subject your mind to painful feeling. Subject the mind to situation that might cause death to your body. To see if the mind can let go of the body and feelings. So there are two levels of wisdom. The first level is doing the homework, preparing the ground for the exam, the real test. You have to first to know the theory behind the body and the feeling that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta. Once you know that, then you want to apply in real life, in real situation, by subjecting the body to painful feelings and subjecting the body to life and death situation, and see if the mind can leave the body and feelings alone. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Very clear. Thank you.
All right. Next, your neighbor, Switzerland, also, Claudia.
Good afternoon from Switzerland, Tanachan. Yeah, glad to be here again. And I have a remark and also a question. So the maybe good news are that actually my biggest problem in life is the lack of equanimity. And I realized that little steps of equanimity already enter my mind, very, very little steps, but I realized it in two challenging situations I experienced between Christmas and yesterday. So for example, yesterday or the last few days, it was very clear that extremist people wanted to organize riots in Germany, where still my family and friends live, and it was a very big threat to Germany. So, and actually I would have had a lot of stress inside with this news, but I decided to meditate as much as I can. And I realized that it was very helpful to meditate and to translate Tanachan's book instead of watching the news. And I realized that little steps of equanimity entered my mind and my heart. It was a very good feeling to me. On the other hand, I would like to ask Tanachan for your advice. I still feel a little guilty because on the one hand, I'm so blessed and grateful to live in safe Switzerland. That is one of the safest countries on earth, as far as I know. On the other hand, I know that my family and friends are in Germany and the situation will not get better. So how can I meditate, or what can I do not to feel guilty?
Well, you have to look at the big picture. You keep forgetting the big picture. You only look at the small picture. The big picture is everybody who is born will get old, get sick, and die, regardless of where they live. So we're all in the same boat. We just have to happen to be in a different class. Someone got first class ticket, someone got economy ticket. And that's the way. That's what karma works. See, this is the work of karma. If we did good in the past, we get first class ticket. If we did bad in the past we get economy ticket. So this is the way we are. We are different because of our past karma. But the thing that we are the same is that we are all, once we are all born, we will all get sick and die, regardless of which class you might be riding in the coach, in your plane or whatever. So we're all in the same boat here, except we're different in a different class, that's all. We go to the same destination, which is death, aging, sickness, and death. So if you look at the big picture, then there's not much different. The difference is because of the karma, the law of karma. The law of karma say that if you do good, you will reap good karma. If you do bad, you reap bad karma. If you do not so good, not so bad karma, you reap the not so good or not so bad result. Yeah. So this is how we are. We are all different because of our karma, the Buddha said. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't forget the big picture. The Buddha teaches us to constantly remind us that we are all subjected to aging, sickness, and death and separation, regardless of where we are, who we are, whether we are rich or poor, whether we are high or low. We're all in the same boat in this regard.
Yeah, this is very helpful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Simple, but we keep forgetting the big picture. We just get so focused on the little picture, we forget to look at the big picture.
I will keep the big picture in my mind, not to forget it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Get Genso from Penang. Can you unmute your microphone? Or maybe someone didn't allow you to unmute.
Okay, Tan Ajahn. Yeah, good evening. So far, no question, Tan Ajahn, listening. Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll go to Philip, also from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Good, Ajahn. I hope you're doing well. I don't have any questions. I just glad to be listening in.
Okay, we'll go to father and son in Toronto, Jordan and Trevor.
Good evening, Ajahn. Good morning, Ajahn.
Good morning to you. Good evening to me.
I just want to say how grateful I am for the answers you give to the questions, and this is really my most important part of the week, and so happy to be here. I don't have a specific question today. I feel like you answer all of my questions when you're responding to other people's questions.
Yes, mostly we all have the same type of questions. So
yeah, it's good. It feels good for me not to have questions. I feel like I don't have any doubt right now.
Yeah, that's good. Because doubt can block your progress. So whenever you have doubt, you should try to solve it. And the best way to solve the doubt is to go to the Buddha, Dhamma, or the Sangha. Listen to Dhamma talks or read Dhamma books.
Since meeting you in Thailand last winter and listening to your teachings, I haven't had much of a problem with feelings of doubt. I'm so grateful.
Good. Okay. What about you, Trevor?
Yes. Good morning again. Good evening. I had a story to relate and then some questions that coming out of it. The other night I was awoken by a very, very sad dream, and in the middle of the night, and I knew like it was 4 o'clock in the morning or something. That's morning for you, but for me it's like I've just barely gotten to sleep. Anyway, I knew I wasn't going to go back to sleep. I had to go to work the next day, and I was extremely sad, just extremely sad. I hadn't felt grief like that since I don't know, I can't remember when, but it was a mental anguish, and I couldn't take a pill for that, and I was in a panic. I didn't know what to do with it, because it's a mental pain. It's worse than physical pain. And that's what I wanted. So I solved it. I started reading Dhamma books and reading your book and reading. I'm trying to find out what does Buddha say about grief and separation and mental emotional suffering. And I was getting all turned around. I couldn't get anything straight. So I thought, well, I'll meditate. Well, I couldn't meditate. I was just too agitated. I was too sad. So I thought, I remember what Jordan said and what you have said is walking meditation. So I got up and I started to walk around the room doing the lifting, shifting, stepping that Jordan taught me. And with my eyes closed, walking slowly, I walked right through the evening into the sunrise. And my mind was calm, and I went about my day. I had a wonderful day, and with no effects of being up essentially all night. But it gave me some questions, and I'm still lingering with those. And that what does Buddha say about these difficult emotions? These like grief. Pain of separation, and so forth. And I think I know what you're going to say, but the next question is the goal to sort of eradicate all emotions and become sort of like a robot. I mean, we have on the one side too much emotion, but on the other, I'm worried about not having any emotion, if I try and conquer the emotions. But anyway, those are the questions that I was raising. I was struggling with this week, and I thought I'd lay them out in front of you.
Yes, you have to understand that the nature of emotion is they are part of your mind. They can swing from good to bad because there are many different type of causes that will keep this emotion swinging back and forth. Actually, they are your karma, your past karma that you might have performed, and they are accumulated in your mind. So sometimes they just come up and cause you to have various types of emotion, sometimes good emotion, sometimes bad emotion. But the way for us to deal with this emotion is to either ignore it, but like you said, you went on a walking meditation. So you ignore the emotion that appeared. And when you forget about it, then they don't bother you anymore. See? And the next level of dealing with it is to understand the nature and accept the nature for what they are. They are anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is the nature of the mind that keeps changing all the time. From good to bad, to neutral. They just keep changing, and it's not under your control. So don't try to control them, but just learn how to deal with them. Either accept them for what they are, or just ignore them by concentrating your mind on something else. It will happen again, again and again, as long as you're still alive. Only time that this thing will not happen is when you're not reborn anymore. You are in Nibbana, like the Buddha and his noble disciple. Then there are no conditions that will cause the mind to experience and the various types of emotion. The mind will be empty. But without emptiness doesn't mean you have no feeling. You have good feeling. You have peace. You have contentment. That's what the Buddha's mind and his noble disciples' mind are. but they don't have this fluctuation of good or bad emotion coming and going. But when they are still alive, they still have this emotion, but they know how to deal with them. See? They can be detached from them, observing them rather than trying to be overwhelmed or immersed in them. They just like the simile of the drop of water on a leaf. And they don't join each other. The mind and the emotions can be separated. But with unenlightened people, the mind of unenlightened people usually want to absorb everything into every type of emotion, good or bad, it becomes affected.
Mhm.
But you can train your mind not to become affected by practice meditation until you get equanimity. That's the nature, that's the quality of the mind that will not be affected by anything that it comes into contact with. So just keep on practicing mindfulness. Walking meditation is a good way to develop mindfulness and also equanimity. Partially, not full equanimity. To get full equanimity, you have to sit and meditate. The mind has to become perfectly still. Does
Thank
this
you.
answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
I suspected that was going to be the line of your response. I just needed to hear you say it.
that's right. Everything that we come across in our life, either externally or internally, they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. And the best way to deal with them is just to accept them. Or if you cannot yet accept them, then try to ignore them or try to stay away from them. Find something else to do, like walking meditation.
Thank you.
Ajahn, I think my dad was worried also that if he isn't is sort of trying to overcome emotions, that he's worried that the goal is sort of to not have any emotion, and what that might he has an idea that might be sort of an emotion.
No, you will have positive emotion, but you will lose all the negative emotion because you can control can control the emotions. Not really not the positive or the negative emotion, but you have emptiness. This is something very difficult to understand, that how can you have something in emptiness? But the Buddha said the supreme happiness is from having supreme emptiness. Nibbanang paramang sunyang, nibbanang paramang sukhang. The Nibbana is the supreme happiness, and Nibbana is the supreme happiness, supreme emptiness, and it is also the supreme happiness. So it's something you have to experience, because this is beyond our normal concept of good and bad, good happiness or sadness. This is beyond that.
So we need to trust the Buddha that
And
it is
and just do the practice.
Okay.
Mm.
And in the meantime, emotions like the Brahma Viharas, for example, are good, and they're okay.
Good to develop, to maintain, like equanimity. It's a good emotion.
Or compassion, or
compassion or love. Appreciation or sympathy for other people's success. Not sympathy, but sympathetic toward other people's happiness or joy. Sympathetic joy, in the same.
Those are okay. Those emotions are good.
Yeah, they're good. They're not harmful to your mind.
And we can have those as much as we want.
Yes, you have to develop it though. Like you want to be happy, you want to show love, then you give something to people to show your love for them. When you give something away, you feel good. When somebody needs your help, you give them help, then you feel good. This is a good emotion. Love, compassion, sympathetic joy, and if there's nothing you can do for them, then you just remain neutral, no action. Understand that something is beyond your ability to do. But the type of happiness that you get from meditation is emotionless. It is emotionless, but it's contentment, peace, and happiness. When the mind becomes calm, it becomes empty of everything. So this is not something easy to understand unless you practice and experience it yourself.
Okay.
But don't worry that you will be a robot. You will never be a robot if you become enlightened.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ajahn.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Next we'll go to Singapore, Kok Seng.
Good evening, Prajan. Just to update you, I just complete a 1 week meditation retreat at 49 Temple. This morning I have also made a dana over to Wat Yen. So I just want to check whether Prajan has. Just want to verify that Prajan has received the dana.
I think so. I think it's from you, right? Okay, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Prajan.
I think my assistant will inform you through the email.
Oh, I just want to verify, just to make sure that the account is authentic one. Then, Prajan, may I just check about for the 5 fabricates, namely the feelings, perception, mental construct, sankhara, and consciousness. They are all considered as dukkha, anicca, anatta, and they will just arise and cease, and therefore we do not need to react to them. And if bad feelings arise, we just take note of bad feelings and just don't react to it. And likewise for good feelings, if good feelings arise, we don't react to it, we just know good feelings arise and don't react to it. So is this the correct understanding, Ajahn?
Yes, you should just merely know them for what they are. Because when you become attached to them, when they change, then it can cause you some sadness or some bad feelings. But if you just leave it alone, let them come and go by themselves, then you will have no dukkha, you know.
Yeah, understand.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Prajan.
We'll go next to Marcia. Marcia, where are you from? Have you been in before?
I have not been in before. Thank you so much for having me.
This is your first time?
It is my first time. I've been watching the Zooms on YouTube for quite a while, and I always get so much help from all the questions and answers. I had my first meditation retreat about 15 years ago, and I wasn't in a position to really practice then. And then about 10 years ago, I was in Las Vegas, and I met Ajahn Chaya at the Chaya Meditation Monastery. And he helped me so much, and I continue to go back there for retreats. Boy, I have so many I don't really have a lot of questions, but when I did my last retreat, there was a certain point I was working really hard because for years and years, I couldn't sit comfortably. It was a huge struggle. And I finally had a breakthrough about 2 years ago. And I could sit, and all the energy in the body and the mind became very even. And so there was no pain anymore. And then sort of from that realization, oh, I don't know. It's hard for me to explain it. I ended up asking him if there was any part of my practice that I was actually controlling. And he said, no, he said, only the knowing. The knowing was my part of the practice. And from then on, I began to work to simply not touch anything that comes up in the meditation. Like if the pain comes up, I don't touch it. If the feeling comes up, I don't touch it. If the thought comes up, you know, as soon as I can catch the thought, it's like, I know that there's the separation between the knowing and everything that is coming and going. And as that has developed, even during the day, not all the time, but off and on, I really have a sense of awareness that I'm not doing anything. Like I can see as I go through the day that I'm not making very many decisions, that it's this sequence of events just happens very quickly. And before I can even make a decision, I'm like doing something. It's like the whole day is, I'm not the controller. There's no person there really doing it. And that came very gradually for me because before I started the practice, I thought I was controlling everything. It was like, this is my life. I can make my own decision. And then, you know, that ignorance just started to drop away. And then about a year ago, I was diagnosed with a blood cancer. And I'm not really sick from it yet. And that was a huge wake-up call for me. And I thought, man, I've really got to start practicing because, you know, what if I die now? It was like death became so real because I have a condition now that could, you know, on a dime, it could progress. And, you know, for now it's not progressing, but, you know, I could quickly go downhill. But with this, it's sort of a shift into awareness. And I'm seeing that I'm not controlling anything. I'm not controlling myself very much. I'm not controlling the disease. And I'm sorry for rambling. I just wonder if you, and it's hard to make sense of the practice sometimes. Because every time I practice, everything is different. It's like I've never practiced to attain the jhanas, but I think I've fallen into them from time to time for short periods, but I've never focused on that either. And so I'm not sure I have I don't feel like I have much of a direction in the practice, but at the same time, it's like everything because I'm not controlling everything. I'm not expecting to have a huge direction or forcing things to happen. And I mean, is there anything in what I've said that you could comment on? Does any of it make sense?
Well, half of it makes sense. The other half is there are things that you have to control, see? And that's what our practice are for, is to control the mind's reaction to everything. We should just merely accepting or merely knowing them for what they are. They are anicca, dukkha, anatta, and just let them be. But if we haven't yet teach the mind not to react, it will keep reacting with either love, hate, fear, or delusions. So that's our goal here, is to practice, to teach the mind not to react to anything by seeing the true nature of things, and then leave them alone. Everything comes and goes, rise and cease. Everything is not under our control. If we want to control it, we will be disappointed because we will not be able to do it. So like the body, we might be able to control it now to a certain level, but at another level, we cannot control it. If it's gonna get sick, if it's gonna die. So we have to understand the nature of the body. That is, it's gonna die. It's born and it will die. And our duty or our work is not to react with cravings, whether craving for being or not being, for instance. Just leave it alone, leave the body alone. If the body wants to get sick, let it get sick. If you can still fix it, fix it. You can still fix it, like going to a doctor. But eventually you'll come to the point where even the doctor can say there's nothing else he can do. Then you will just have to accept the reality of the situation. This is what we have to train the mind to do, not to react to anything with love or hate or fear or delusion. Delusion is to think that you can control things. With wisdom, you know that you cannot control anything. Everything is out of control, but it's okay. No need to react to them. Let them be out of control. Let them be. The mind just be merely knowing, just being knowing. That's all. That's what the mind should do. Just merely know what's happening and what is disappearing. Just know.
Yeah, I have a strong sense of that, but then I'm trying to figure out where intention fits in, because you're either knowing or you're forgetting. You're in ignorance or you're in that clarity. And where my practice is right now, when I'm in the knowing, it's for short periods of time, and it's empty. There's nothing there. It's like
Yes, when you merely know, then the mind is calm and peaceful, no stress, no anxiety, no worry. But as soon as it begins to react, you will have some emotion arising from the mind's reaction to things.
So when there's that emptiness, but it's not filled with, you made a comment earlier about Nibbana was empty, but it was
happy. Yeah.
I've always been afraid to find the emptiness and the happiness, because feeling like the happiness is one of those emotions that comes and goes.
But this is not emotions. This type of happiness comes from emptiness, not coming from emotion.
Mm-hmm.
When your mind becomes empty of thoughts, become empty of everything, then the mind becomes happy, peaceful, content. Like I say, you
Okay.
have to experience it. And the way to experience is to teach your mind to let go of everything that you have, that you come into contact with. Everything that you consider to belong to you, they don't belong to you.
There was one time, about 5 years ago, I was taking care of my infant grandson, and he was either sleeping or something. And I decided to just sit down, stop whatever I was doing, sat down, and to meditate, just to catch that, a moment or two here or there. I've done that quite a lot over the years. If I have a chance, I'll just sit to meditate. And I immediately fell into this state of, it was like being a tank of water, like refreshing water, totally still. It's an analogy, because there's nothing you can, when I've had different experiences, there isn't a reference point to it. And it was like this, like total refreshment and total stillness and total emptiness. Are those like the jhanas, or?
Yes, they are like the jhana, nibbana. Jhanas are temporarily nibbana. Nibbana is permanent jhana, permanent emptiness, permanent happiness. With the jhana, you only get it when you meditate. After you come out of meditation, you will use that jhana. But with wisdom, you can make that emptiness permanent, even when you're not meditating.
There was another thing that happened just in the summer, fall of this year. And I had been in a meditation Zoom for an hour and had reached a pretty good level of stillness in the meditation. There was still a little, it didn't seem empty because there was still like a vibration, some kind of a mental movement or like an urge for something, even though it was sitting still, it had a little vibration. But when I got up and I started doing some household chores, and I walked up to a table to put something down, and all of a sudden my whole body melted. That's an analogy. There was like a melting, like almost like you become like a liquid or a disappearing. Wasn't like a disappearing because there was still this awareness. And at the same time all that happened, it was like I was totally disconnected from reality. And then there was a knowing, and the message was, when you stop judging, you'll see things the way they are. What happens in experiences like that?
You stop you stop your thought process. Your thought process is the one who's trying to interpret everything, and it is driven by delusion and it's misinterpreting everything. So when you stop your thought process, then you see the real truth without having to have any interpretation. When you stop your thought, then you'll see the real truth. Everything is like everything as they are. They are not what you think they are. They're not you, they're not me. They're just something you see or hear, that's all.
Mhm, mhm.
But it doesn't say that it is something, it is me, it's a tree, or it's whatever. These are all interpretation, no? Our mental interpretation of the things we experience.
Mm.
If we can stop this thought process, then you'll see that everything just without any value, any any names, any labels.
Mhm. Okay.
But
Thank you so.
you have to keep meditating and stop your thought as much as possible. Then you'll start to see a different type of perception without thoughts. Our thoughts keep interpreting things that we see and hear. If we can stop this interpretation, then you will see something different or hear something different.
Okay. So in that moment, everything stopped. And then was that like a Dhamma message, or was that my mind?
Your mind
My
stop
ordinary-
interpreting. Your mind stop interpreting. Your thoughts stop
Okay.
temporarily. So all you have left is just the knowing, the awareness.
Mhm, mhm. Okay.
It's like watching
Oh,
a movie,
gosh.
watching a movie with a silent movie, no sound. You just watch the movie.
Mhm, mhm.
When there is sound, then they have concept and everything come up with the sound. But when there's no sound, then just watch the whatever the movement of images. That's all.
Mhm. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope to join with you guys more. My schedule is always.
Yes, anytime you like, anytime you can come and go as you feel like. There's no, no fixed way of joining or when to join, not to join. Whenever
Okay.
you're free, whenever you feel like, you can join.
Okay, good.
But you
And
can,
thank you.
if you don't
I
have the
want to thank.
time, you can always watch it later on. It's kept on
Yes,
YouTube.
yes.
And
Yes, I do that. It brings a real sense of peace usually. And I just want to thank everybody on the Zoom for asking all the questions and sharing all their experiences, because it's really helpful.
okay,
I'm
good.
grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Where are you from? Where are you now?
I'm from Ohio.
Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to know. That's all. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Keep
Thank
meditating.
you.
Keep practicing.
Thank you. I'm gonna try.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Seattle. No, not Seattle. Marin County, not Northern California. Levan.
Hey, Ajahn, I don't have a question regarding the practice. I know that I'm not practicing enough. So really no question.
Okay. Just listening then. Okay, we'll go to Sao Paulo now, to Alfredo.
Hi, Bante.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, fine.
Good.
Good. Practicing.
Mhm. We have a Brazilian from Sao Paulo staying at Wat Yannasangwararam, a man about your age. He said he saw you in the Zoom meeting.
What people?
A Brazilian man staying here, visiting us.
What's his name?
I didn't ask.
Mm.
But he's been practicing. He looks like a practitioner. He dressed in white. He dressed in white, and he's sitting meditating all the time. Sometimes he would come out and sit and meditate in front of my house.
Mm. He's practicing all time.
Well, a lot of times he seems to be quite quite composed, quite calm.
Yes.
But anyway, just nothing important, just to let you know.
Yes.
You yourself, are you still practicing? Do you meditate at all?
Yes, I meditate morning, at afternoon, at night.
Yeah. Try to do as much as possible.
Yes.
The more the better. Meditation that isn't harmful to your health.
Yes.
Especially your mental health. It's very beneficial for your mental health.
Yes.
Mm.
You talk about the people have a good mind. It's opposite, né, Bante? Mundane and supramundane is opposite, né, Bante?
It's a different level, mundane and supramundane.
Yes.
You can reach supramundane level with wisdom only. Without wisdom, you cannot reach the supramundane level. The mundane level, you reach it with mindfulness, like the jhana, tissa, they are the mundane level. But with the Arya, noble disciple level, you need to have wisdom. You have to understand the Four Noble Truths and the three characteristics of existence.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions?
Okay, but
all right, no question. Okay.
Okay, it's my life is to look for wisdom, né? But not only jhana. I like jhana, but I think wisdom is more important than.
It is, but you need jhana to support your wisdom. Without jhana, your wisdom will not be wisdom; it will be just wishful thinking.
Yes. It's both, né, Bante? It's both.
Yeah, you need both to have what you call bhavana maya panya. This is wisdom with the support of jhana.
Yes.
The wisdom that you learn from studying or listening to Dhamma talk or contemplating isn't strong enough to stop your dukkha or to stop your defilement. You need the support of your jhana in order for you to be able to stop your defilement, your dukkha.
Yes.
Okay, so you need both. You have to practice both.
Yes.
But you have to practice them separately, not at the same time. It's like studying two different subjects. Study geography one hour, and later you study mathematics another hour. You don't mix them at the same session.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but.
All right, we'll go to Dubai, Apalachita. I don't see your brother tonight.
Yes, I don't know. I guess he's not here. Actually, how are you? I hope all is well.
Yes, always well, always happy.
I'm sure. I I wanted to actually inform you that I'm going away for 2 weeks for a small pilgrimage to both Gaya and Sarna. So I'm looking forward to having some time I know a pilgrimage has that movement, but still I'll be away from all my duties here and I can spend some time to focus on meditation. So I look forward to it.
Yes. To meditate is better to go to a retreat, a meditation retreat. But
yes, I thought so as well. And I thought he would say that. And yet I have to say that thanks to you, I think I feel this time when I go, I should be able to center myself a little bit more. So thank you so much.
But a pilgrimage trip is okay also. It will reinforce your belief, your faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
Exactly. Yes. It's beautiful.
Okay, good. Have a good trip. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Go to Hema. Hema. You want to pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, Emma.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Toronto.
Toronto. Okay.
Yes, and this
Are
is
you
my
in,
first
Are
time.
you in the same group with Debbie and Debbie Jonas?
Yes, so Debbie actually met me in Vipassana, my last retreat in December, and she gave me your contact. So I emailed. So this is my first time. Thank you so much for accepting me. Yeah.
Okay. And anything you like to ask or say?
So I want to say that this is incredible that I'm sitting in front of you and listening to the questions, because as you said, the questions do arise, but then right now, what I heard, they have answered all my doubts or, so keep practicing. That's what I'm taking from today.
Good. You need the practice to get to where you want to go.
Exactly.
Effort, exertion.
Exactly. So this is excellent motivation for my, practice that, and meeting all of you around as a Sangha. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Keep following us. Keep watching. And if you have any question, you can come in and ask. Okay? Good to see you.
I have a question. How do I call you when I have to address you? Because this is first time for me.
People call me Ajahn Suchart.
Ajahn? Okay.
Yeah, Ajahn Suchart.
Ajahn Suchart, okay.
Or you can
Amazing.
just call short Ajahn.
Ajahn, okay. Okay.
But you can call anything you like,
Ajahn is best.
You can call me a dog and I can't stop you from doing that.
Oh my God, no. Thank you for everything.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's go to Alvin now from Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanaja. I don't have any question. Just want to say thank you very much for your teaching, Tanaja. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Intan from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn.
I heard you're coming to Wat Yan again, huh?
Yes.
Next month.
Next month for 2 weeks.
Good. Did you have any question? Do you have any question?
No.
Okay,
I listening and study.
okay, good. I'll go to the next person then, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
To Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Tanajan. I haven't really got any questions. I'm not sure I'm doing, I need to do better with my practice.
Yes, you have to try, push yourself. This thing don't come easy at first. But once the practice start to get moving, then it will become easier as you go along.
It's been so distracting. We've had so many visitors and, no routine, and
your mind wants to do something else all the time. It doesn't like to meditate. That's the problem. If it likes to meditate, then there won't be any problem.
Yes. I will try to do better.
Yeah. Just have to, put in the effort, force yourself to do the practice, especially mindfulness. First of all, you should do a lot of mindfulness first, which you can do all the time from the time you get up. Just recite a mantra or just keep watching what you're doing with your body. That's all. Don't think about the past, the future. Stay in the present. Stay with your body. Keep watching your body. Then you can stop your mind from thinking. And then when you meditate, you'll find it easy for the mind to become calm, easy and quickly. But without mindfulness, you can be sit there and your mind will be restless and agitated because it keeps thinking all the time. It won't stop thinking.
Mm.
So try to practice mindfulness first.
Yes, I will.
Mindfulness should be your priority now for a starter. Mindfulness.
Yeah, my mind is everywhere. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Go to Gary from Singapore.
No questions. Just
No question.
happy to be,
Okay.
listening.
We'll go to these people who always have questions. Piao and Indria. What are your questions tonight?
Question is no question.
Also, Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
Ajahn, because we were not there last time, because we visited the Tisarana Monastery, Ajahn Viradamos, and also the Bhikkhuni Monastery, Satisaraniya. Yeah, so yeah, it was nice. Yes. A very happy New Year to you, and also just to express our gratitude, how much it has helped both of us in our practice, listening to you and everybody else, everyone's questions and your wise answers. Thank you so much. So much gratitude to you.
I think when we start the session, we start with a lot of questions. At the end of the session, I have no questions.
Good. It means you have become enlightened.
No. Far from it. Far from it. Okay, I have a question then. Okay, so not a question, actually, comment. I think you beautifully explained the gradual path. Buddha talks about Anupubba Sikha, that's a training, Anupubba Kriya, the doing, and Anupubba Pratipada, the path. And you said, like, I think at the professor's question, you said beautifully, like, start with very simple way, mindfulness, and then when you get to jhanas and then insight, and how the path, it kind of opens up nicely. Now, the path, the 7th and the 8th factor are like Samma, Sati Samma Samadhi, leads to Samma Jnana Vimukti. But I think the first part of the path, I guess we mustn't forget the practice of the Sila. I think most of the time, you can try very hard at the mindfulness part, but unless you put the Sila part in, it's Sila, it's hard to get in. Obviously Dana, Sila, gets into Bhavana. What are your thoughts?
Well, see, the Noble Eightfold Path start with right view and right thoughts. So you have to really have the right view first. That just dukkha is caused by your bad karma and caused by your cravings. So once you know this is the problem, right? Like you're a doctor, when somebody come with a disease, you try what's the problem, and the problem is dukkha is caused by your bad action, and it's caused by your cravings. So the next step is to then think. What do you think? You think you should stop this bad karma. You should stop these cravings. And how do you do it? You go to right action. You go to Sila first. So you have to keep the precept to stop the bad action from happening.
Right.
You have to stop killing, stop stealing, stop cheating, stop adultery or sexual misconduct, and stop lying. So this is what comes with the right action and right speech. And this is to deal with one of the cause of your suffering, which is bad action. So you use the Sila to stop the bad action, the suffering from bad action, and then you have to come and stop the suffering from cravings. This you need to use right exertion, right mindfulness, and right samadhi to get to jhana. Because once you get to jhana, the mind becomes still, and all of your craving stops.
So in other words, the sila kind of get rid of your hindrances when you sit to meditate, right? Because your sila is helpful for your right speech, right action. All this is important to undermine the hindrances, so the mind settles down. Because if you kill an animal, your mind will be always thinking about, oh, what did I like? So all these things, it helps to protect your mind. Subdue the hindrances, the sila.
Not the hindrance, really. The consequence of the bad karma.
Okay.
When you kill, you feel bad, so you're not happy. So you will find it difficult to calm your mind when your mind is not happy.
Agitated,
agitated and restless, worrying.
Yeah.
So that's the goal, is to get rid of your dukkha. And your dukkha are caused by your bad action and bad speech. And the other cause is your cravings. So you need different types of tools to get rid of these two types of suffering or dukkha.
I think you kind of make a simile to a doctor. A good doctor is not afraid, saying that you have pneumonia. This is the cause of pneumonia. This is how to get rid of it, and this is the prescription, like that. So that Buddha was not afraid to say dukkha. Here's the problem. It's a craving, and you have to get rid of the craving to be happy. And here's the
medicine. Here's the medicine. Is to exert yourself in practice, mindfulness and samadhi and meditation. Once you can develop mindfulness and meditation, you get jhana. Once you get jhana, then you can stop all your craving.
So he was not afraid to say dukkha, because people think it's a pessimistic, dukkha, suffering. But because he has the solution to suffering, so he was not afraid to say, yeah, here's the dukkha and here's the solution.
Well, just like you're a doctor, if people expect good news from you, then they don't go to see a doctor, right?
Yes.
You want good news, you go somewhere else.
Yes. I lose all my patience.
But they don't lose because they need you. So even though you give them bad news, but with the bad news, there's also good news behind the bad news. There's a cure. You have cancer, but it's okay. There's a cure. Just do what I said, and you'll be cured from cancer. So what's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's right. But I sometimes talk about the big picture. It's not very good, but sometimes people get the big picture. Oh, let's sickness and okay, whatever you do. But I guess it's
that's reality.
Certain realities sometimes depending on the person. But I think I know it, but people are not open to accept the reality. Yeah. So it's very small, minute percent of people knows it. It's time, like 60 years, 70 years. So I say, oh, 70,000 kilometers. What do you expect? You know, your car is going to break down. 60,000.
Yes, but people want the car to keep going as if it's a brand new car.
Yeah, I think I kept saying the driver is what's important, not the car. So the mind is the key. You know, you just leave the car and get another car, like a lease it. You're leasing pretty much. We are going to lease another car. So the driver keeps going.
If you know your body, you lease the body, then you won't have any suffering when you have to give up the body.
Yeah.
But you forgot, and you think you own the body.
That's true. Ajahn, you talk about emptiness. I think it's not like people think of empty, like, so you have a full bottle, you empty the bottle, everything is empty. It's not that sort of emptiness Buddha is talking about. It's between the process, the emptiness, like when the conditions are there, this will arise, or my body is existing because these conditions are there, but my body will cease to exist when the conditions are not there, or something will arise in the future if the right conditions are there. So this is the in-between process. There's empty, nothing. So it's a cycle of, it's a dynamic emptiness. It's not like emptiness static okay, it's the bottle is here, bottle is gone. That's not the kind of emptiness he's talking about, is it?
No, it's the emptiness of jhana. When the mind totally detached from the world of the sensual, like the eyes, the sound, smell, taste, and tactile objects, the body is completely detached temporarily. So the mind
that's a preliminary, right? It's an initial emptiness, but the emptiness in the inside is something rising and passing away, whatever is empty in between.
Well, even inside the mind, when the mind becomes still, everything stops temporarily. Even the mental activity stops. See? So everything, it becomes empty.
Even the body is a perception of the mind. Like, I mean, you don't feel the body unless you perceive the sensory. So you know there's a body. So perception, that itself is a perception. That too is arising and passing away.
But it can stop temporarily. When you meditate, you stop the perception, you stop the thinking, you stop everything. So the mind becomes empty. All that is left is just knowing. Ekakatarum. One. Being one. Being one with the knowing. All that is left is just the knowing.
So that's peaceful, that's blissful.
That's emptiness, that's peace, that's happiness.
The
Buddha prescribed as the highest form of happiness. Nati santi parang sukham. The happiness from peace of mind.
Yeah, so sabba sankhara samato, and also talks about sabba upati patinissago. I mean, all the craving, the attachment you let go, or all the thoughts gone away.
All cravings, all defilements stop working temporarily.
Yeah.
Like a holiday. Like a holiday. Look at the traffic in the big city. When they have a holiday, everybody leave the big city, and you drive in the city without any traffic.
Yeah. Otherwise, always traffic. Our mind is like traffic. Otherwise, all the time, like rush hour.
Yeah, rush hour all the time. Stressful all the time.
That's true. Yeah, so smooth. Like when yesterday, I think it was a snowstorm coming, so everybody's out of the city. Like nobody's driving too much. So the road was so empty. Just right away we got to the destination. Normally it takes hours, right? So yeah.
You must have lots of snow right now, right?
Yes, today is a huge snowstorm. We are expecting nothing yet. They said 6 o'clock, so it's about 15 centimeters, and then turns to rain and slippery ice, like ice pellets. Because it's a crazy day. But we came in early for this discussion, so I don't start. I haven't started yet work, so Indy wants to make sure we come early today.
Thank you. Yes, Ajahn. Thank you so much.
When you drive, do you have to put chain on your wheels?
No, nothing. No need. I think, this is, I mean, if you have all-wheel drive, kind of like if you have a good car, like it kind of plows through. Even our, like a driveway, like sometimes it's very, like 1 foot of snow. But if you, before it's, somebody will come and contractor will come and clean it. But before that, you had to get to work. Like I had to go very fast. Otherwise, I can't take the car out. I get stuck. Even a taller car, yeah.
If you drive on a road with snow, then you need to put on chain on your tires, right?
Yeah, some people say that. I have never seen anything like that. People putting any chain here. You know, even if you are inclined, sometimes it comes down and kind of car starts slipping. And sometimes turns around.
They do use snow tires.
Yeah, they do what's called snow tires. Like, yeah, so it's better.
Yeah. So they don't use chain anymore like before.
No, I haven't seen though. Maybe they do in a certain like Manitoba or some kind of very cold areas. I don't know, but not in Toronto. I'm seeing.
If the road is clear, if the road is plowed, then there is no need to.
Yeah, they always clean really fast in Toronto.
Chains are the Sangyojanas.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you, Dana.
All right, you're welcome. Go to Kafai Lim. Kafai, any question?
Good day to you, Ajahn. I'm happy just listening. No question for now. Thank you.
Okay. Belinda from Singapore. How come you look different every day, every time? You seem to look different.
Changing every day.
Anicca.
Anicca, very anicca. The network here a bit unstable, so I would think that I just give it a pass for today. The network is a bit not so stable, so I just give it a pass.
Okay,
And then,
all right then. Okay,
Thank you.
good. I go to Vancouver with Sri and check.
Greetings, Tan Ajahn.
Greetings to you. Happy New Year. happy old year now by now.
I really love what you said about emptiness is not being a robot. It's actually supreme happiness. Nibbanang paramang sunyang, nibbanang paramang sukhang.
Yes.
Emptiness
of emotion, emptiness of all mental activities, really.
So supreme happiness is not an emotion, Ajahn.
No, it's the result of the mind being free from suffering, free from dukkha, free from cravings, free from defilements.
I guess when we hear the word happiness, it's we right away relate it as an emotion. That's why it's sometimes we thought that we could think that emptiness is like a robot.
Yeah, you can think anything you want to think. When you haven't yet met the real thing, you just have to imagine it, right?
Yeah, yes, yes.
So the Buddha said Dhamma is sanditiko. It has to be experienced to really appreciate, to really understand.
It has to be experienced.
Yeah.
You cannot talk about it.
You can talk about it, but not. It's like blind man trying to describe an elephant. Blind man. See, they can tell exactly what the part that they feel, but they think that this is the whole elephant. If you feel the body of the elephant, you see the elephant is like a wall. But if you touch the tail of the elephant, you say, oh, it's like a rope. You know? If you touch the tusk, it's like a spear. So it's all true, but it's not complete true, not completely true, partially true. So you have to experience the emptiness that you get first from jhana, and then from using wisdom to get rid of all your defilement, your cravings. Then you find that the mind is empty of defilement, empty of cravings, empty of suffering, empty of
Last week, Tan Ajahn, you talk about like drawing the Dhamma because just now you said about akaliko. I think Dhamma is
Sanditiko. You have to draw the Dhamma in by practicing it, and then you experience it from practice when you achieve the result. You have to apply what you study.
Yes.
For dana, you have to practice dana. You have to practice sila. You have to practice bhavana. This is drawing the Dhamma into your heart by practice. And when you have achieved the result, then you have santitiko.
Oh, you can see.
Experiencing the result from your practice.
Opanaiko is the one you're talking about.
Opanaiko is to bring the theory into practice.
Mm.
First you study the theory. What should we do to get to Nibbana? And the Buddha said you have to practice dana, you have to practice sila, you have to practice bhavana. Okay. Then once you know this, then you have to practice in order to bring this thing into your heart, into your mind. Once they are in your mind, then they will get rid of all your defilements. Then your mind will, once the defilement are all gotten rid of, then the mind becomes nibbana, pure, purified. This is santitiko. It's something you have to experience, not imagine. What you imagine and what you experience is two totally different things. Like if you haven't come to Wat Yan yet, you might imagine what Yan looks like. But when you come to Wat Yan, you'll see maybe it's totally different from what you imagine. So santitiko is the experience itself.
Experience. Oh. I always have a hard time understanding Opanaiko because the translation is leading inwards, but you say drawing the Dhamma into the heart. Yeah, that's easier for me to understand.
Yeah, you're the one who have to draw the heart, the Dhamma inward. The Dhamma doesn't come in automatically. If they do, then we can all get to Nibbana automatically, right? Once we study, then all this, the Dhamma that we study come into the heart and get rid of our defilement automatically. Then we'll be in Nibbana just by studying, without having to exert, do any meditation, do any mindfulness, meditation practice, or keep the sila, or practice charity. You need to do the practice to draw the Dhamma inward. You need to draw dana inward. You need to draw sila inward. You need to draw bhavana inward. Once they're inside, then they can do their job. It's like medicine. When you're sick, you go to a doctor, and the doctor gives you some medicine, right? So you need to take the medicine into your body before the medicine can take effect. Same way with the Dhamma that you study. It's like medicine that you haven't yet taken into your heart, your mind. You have to take the medicine by practicing. The Buddha said, give to charity. So give. Don't keep it for yourself alone. Share with the other people. The parts that you don't need, that you can give away. Give away. Keep the sila. Don't break the precepts. Then you're bringing this medicine into your mind. Once they're in your mind, then they can get rid of your defilements, your suffering. Yeah, understand?
Yeah, it's such a nice, it's such a beautiful analogy. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, the Dhamma is the medicine for the mind. You need the Dhamma to cure your mental health, your mental illness, which is stress. Stress is a mental health, isn't it? Depression, anxiety, worry. These are our mental health, our mental illness. And you need medicine. You cannot take pills for the body to cure the mental illness. You might be able to suppress the mental illness temporarily by taking tranquilizer or something like that. But it doesn't cure the illness. The only medicine that can cure the mental illness is the Dhamma, teaching of the Buddha.
And it's very hard to encounter this medicine, the Dhamma medicine. It's very appropriate.
It's available, it's easily available, but it's hard to take it in, that's all. The patient doesn't like to take the medicine, that's the problem.
Very stubborn patient. But
that's why the Buddha at first he didn't want to treat anybody because he think that nobody will be able to take the medicine because the medicine is so bitter. But then after some consideration, he said, there are some people who might be willing to take the medicine. So he chose the people to give the medicine to. First, he gave the medicine to others who are monks, who are ordained, who already have keep the precept, who already practice dana, who already have jhana. All they need is wisdom. So he teach those people first. And as soon as he gave him the medicine, they take it in right away and become enlightened right away. See?
Yeah.
But then after the first group has been taken care of, then he has to deal with the lesser able group. So it takes more time to teach them, explain to them what to do and how to do it, and so forth. But he left the last group alone, those who doesn't like to take the medicine at all. He divided the patient into 4 categories.
4 groups.
Very easily treated, then moderately treated, and hard to treat but still possible, and the last one is impossible to treat. Okay, this is the Dhamma medicine. The Buddha just prescribed the medicine for us, but we have to take the medicine ourselves. The Buddha cannot take the medicine for us.
Yeah, he cannot take the medicine for us. Yeah.
By simply meeting the Buddha doesn't mean you can become enlightened, right? By listening to his Dhamma talk, it doesn't mean you can become enlightened. If you don't take the teaching inside your mind and apply it in your mind to get rid of your defilement. That's why some people met the Buddha, listening to the Buddha's teaching and didn't become enlightened. That's because they could not apply it inside the mind to get rid of the defilement. Some know, some receive, and then they can apply, and then they can purify the mind.
So drawing the Dhamma inwards is actually taking the medicine.
Yeah, by practicing dana, practicing sila, practicing pavana. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Ajahn.
We have another person waiting, which is Sulan. Who are you with tonight? Your mother?
Yeah, that's my father. Hello,
Oh,
Ajahn.
your father. Okay.
Oh, that's my father.
Does he have any question to ask, or you just want him to join the room just to listen?
Yeah, I wanted him to join in to listen.
Okay.
Maybe I ask him if he has any question.
Okay.
你有没有问题？你要问什么？没有啊，没有。Yeah, he don't have any question. He just say, wish you be well and safe. Yeah.
He doesn't speak English?
Yeah, he doesn't speak English. Yeah.
I see, okay.
He speak Chinese.
All right. What about you? You have any question?
I think not for this week. Yeah, but I think I have a query, which is like if let's say in the morning we try to meditate, but we want to sleep, then we should try to resist it, right?
Well, you should ask yourself which is better, sleeping or meditating. If you think sleeping is better, then you go to sleep. If you think meditating is better, then you go meditate.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very good answer. Yeah, it's also the like how strong our mind is.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Okay.
We have some more questions from Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. Kunjup, now it's your turn.
We have 11 questions at the moment. The first question is from Naomi Jonas. Dear Ajahn, I am currently staying at the Saranath Buddhist Monastery in Canada for the next 3 months. My practice is very slow and steady, which seems to be usual for me. I have 2 questions. 1, I usually prefer doing my chores at a moderate pace because it's easier for me to keep my mind calm that way. However, I'm not sure if this is also causing some laziness. Is it better for my practice to try and do my chores more quickly so I can become a more energetic and efficient person? Or it does not matter as long as I am continually trying to maintain mindfulness?
Well, ideally is to maintain mindfulness, but sometimes, the conditions that you are involved with can also be a test of your mindfulness. So if you have to do things quicker, then you might have to be more mindful than if you're doing things slowly. When I was with that Long Ta Mahabua, he always wanted us to do things very quickly. If we don't do it fast enough, he'll do it himself. So we have to keep doing faster than he does. Even walking back from the arms round, he walks very fast, and we must walk ahead of him. We must not let him get ahead of us. So we have to walk much faster than he does. And this way, he forces us to be more mindful. This way, see? When you have to do when you're under a more stressful situation, you have to be more mindful in order to deal with the stress. If you are in a normal situation, then you don't need much more mindfulness to maintain your sanity or your calm. So if you want to increase your mindfulness, you usually want to do more. You have to apply the test up to the next level. Like when you play games, right? They have different type of level of games you can play. For beginner, for intermediate, or for the advanced player. So they have different types of level of challenge for you to do. So to do things faster is like a challenge to cause you to have more mindfulness. So if you can do things faster, it's better. But you have to do them correctly also, and do them well. Not because you do it sloppily, then this is not good. Because sloppiness is not a sign of mindfulness. A sign of mindfulness is to do things very neat, very well, very nice, no mistakes, but you can do it quick. Okay.
The second question from Naomi. I understand that we all attach very strongly to our own bodies. What exactly is it about the body that we attach to? Would it be correct to say that it is mainly the physical feelings of pleasure, pain, and neutral feelings, as well as the inherent belief that I am my body? Much gratitude for your guidance.
No, we depend on the body because of our sensual cravings. We need the body to satisfy our sensual cravings. We want to see, we want to hear, we want to taste, we want to smell, we want to feel things. So we need the body to have the bodies. Without the body, we will not have any means of enjoying the sensual pleasures. So this is how we are attached to the body. Like someone who likes to travel, a person who likes to travel will be attached to an automobile, right? Because an automobile will allow that person to go anywhere he wants to go. Without the automobile, then he has to walk. So I think because of our sensual pleasure, sensual pleasure cravings for sensual pleasure, that causes us to become attached to our body.
The next 5 questions are from the assistant Gmail. The first question is from Chandy from Canada. Question 1. I use Putto as mantra for meditation. When there's constant noise coming from outside, I find it very hard to get distracted. But when I do death contemplation or Asupa contemplation, I can tune out those sounds and focus well. What advice could you give on how to make my mantra so interesting that I can tune out external sounds?
You just switch your type of meditation object, that's all. If you cannot use mantra, then if you can use that contemplation or super contemplation, then you use that instead.
Question 2. I felt lightness and tingling in my hands while concentrating on breathing and mantra, and also saw patterns in the mind like fireworks, but I was still reciting the mantra. Then I experienced that I was no longer reciting the mantra. Instead, I was focused on a light colored surface with no thoughts, as if the mind went blank. Was that first or second jhana, or was it a transition to the second jhana?
This is distraction. You're not focusing on your your meditation object. What you should do is to come back to your mantra and forget about everything else that appears.
Question 3. Can you please describe what happens when transitioning from first jhana towards the second jhana?
There's no need to know, what you want to do when you meditate is just to focus on your meditation object only until you get to the final destination, which is the 4th jhana, when the mind becomes still, peaceful, and happy.
The next 2 questions are from Sarasi from Sri Lanka. Question 4. What is the meaning of the quote, Dhamma is here and now?
Dhamma is truth or reality. See? And Dhamma, like things happen now. Things never happened in the past or never happen in the future. Everything happened now. Like dukkha happened now. The cause of dukkha also happened before dukkha, but it also happened now. See, everything happens now, and then it just move to the past. So everything happened in the present, here and now. When you have dukkha, you experience it now, not in the past, not in the future. When you get rid of your dukkha, you get rid of it now. And when the dukkha is gotten rid of, you also experience it now. So everything happened now. Nothing happened in the past, nothing happened in the future. That's what it means by Dhamma. Dhamma is what is happening right now.
The next question. People tend to kill animals that make damages to their crops. When I told one of them to never kill animals, although they destroy the crops, then she told me that Angulimala killed so many people, yet finally attained Nibbana. How can I advise her on this fact?
Well, if you don't know how, then just don't do it. If I don't know how, then I just don't do it. Just leave the person alone. If that's what the person wants to believe or wants to do, that's the person's business, not our business, not my business.
The next 5 questions are from Facebook. First question is from Ku Chi Leong. Good evening, Ajahn. I have questions regarding craving and attachment. Is it possible to have craving or desire without attachment? For example, I have a routine coffee every morning, but I can stop taking it if I want to. Is this considered craving or mental defilement?
You say you can stop, but did you actually stop? That's the problem. A lot of people say, oh, I can stop anytime, but they never stop. So you have to prove to yourself first. If you think you can stop, then you have to stop it permanently. If you can stop it permanently, then it means you're not attached to it. But if you just keep saying that, oh, I can stop it anytime, but you never did, then you're still attached to it.
The next question is from Pauline Soon. Ajahn, is it the 5 aggregate very dangerous in our mind? Please explain more on its effect to us when we are meditating.
No, the 5 aggregate is not dangerous beneficial. The 5 aggregate is just neutral. It is our reaction to it that is harmful. Our cravings, our attachment to the 5 khandha, which cause us the suffering, not the 5 khandha itself. The Buddha and his noble disciple, after their enlightenment, they still have the 5 khandha. And the 5 khandha doesn't hurt them or bother them anyway, because they have no cravings or attachment to the 5 khandha.
The next 2 questions are from Tanik. Is it against the first precept if I blow away and remove insects?
Well, if you do it intentionally, then it is breaking the precept. If you have intention to kill and you do the actual killing, then that's breaking the precept. But if you have no intention, you happen to be blowing, and then that insect happen to be on the path of what you do, then this is not breaking the precept. You have to have the intention and the act of killing itself and achieve the killing to break the precept.
The next question, how much progress can a layperson make without a teacher to consult all the time?
It depends on each individual. Some people are smarter than the other. Some people can go on and practice alone for a while until they find they need to have if they have some question, then they might need a teacher. But some people might need a teacher every day because they cannot think for themselves. So it depends on each individual.
The next question is from Heng Jazz. Compassion is empathy of beings. Compassion is emotion. Is compassion an attachment? Please advise. Thank you, Ajahn.
Compassion is the what you call the feeling of wanting to help people when they're in need, when they're suffering. You want to help alleviate the suffering. This is what called compassion. Whether it's attachment, it's attached or not, it depends on the one who apply it. If you apply it when there's a need to do it, then when there's no need to do it, then you don't do it. Then this is not attachment. But if you feel that you have to go and help everybody in the world and help everybody all the time, even when you cannot do it and you become when you cannot do it and you become unhappy, then this can be called be attachment. You must be able to do it and stop doing it when you don't need to have to do it, and don't feel any sadness or unhappiness from not being able to do things.
The next question is from Aun. Bante, please explain which part of Nama Rupa get involved when we dream in sleeping.
When you dream, it's the Nama, not the Rupa. The Rupa is the body. The body just take a rest. It doesn't do anything. But the mind, the Nama, is still working. The Sankhara, Sanya, and also Vedana. When you dream, you have good feeling or bad feeling from your dreams also. So this is the working of the Nama Khandhas.
And the last question. Practice samadhi can help us get rid from dreaming when sleep. Is this correct?
You're dreamless because when you practice meditation, you stop your mind from thinking. So then this will stop your mind from thinking when you go to sleep also. And the dream comes from your mind thinking, from the thought created by your mind. So the more practice the meditation, then the less dream you will have. But not entirely, completely. Sometimes you can still have some dreams, but not as often as someone who hasn't meditated.
That is all, Ka.
All right. That's about all the time we have for tonight. Okay. Thank you very much for your companion, for your company. I hope this meeting is helpful and useful for you and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah, Ajahn.
Goodbye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Good
night, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, Eddie.
Bye-bye.